Taurus new moon, the key to your new plan. April 27th, 2025 at 7 degrees of Taurus at 7:31 Universal Time. Allow me to explore for you some of the astrological threads of the new moon in Taurus on the 27th of April. Maybe we can even begin to weave some together by sharing and breathing life into them. I'm your host, Sonia from Celestia Astrology. If you enjoy this, please do like and subscribe and comment with your questions or your experiences of this new moon in Taurus, or share a moon emoji if this new moon has felt important to you or if this information has helped you in any way. With this new moon in Taurus, we are invited to transmute our worry into practical plans and to connect with Mother Nature. We step into the Venusian garden, where potential and work create beauty and peace of mind. This is a time supporting you for planting intentional seeds in your metaphorical garden that you intend to grow into material and tangible results, pleasing your senses or taste buds to improve your view of the world. The Taurus new moon of April the 27th marks the beginning of a fresh 28-day lunar cycle, a new 6-month cycle to the full moon in Taurus, and a new lunar gestational family or moon family within the solid and sensual sign of Taurus. New moons are times of seeding, going within, and intention setting. As the moon joins the sun in the dark night sky, we turn inward to feel and intuit what desires and dreams are rising for us and asking to be brought into reality in the coming months. This lunation invites you to step into the stillness of fixed earth and reflect on what will you grow, what will you tend, and how can you begin that cultivation now, even in the shadows. As the first new moon after eclipse season, this lunation in Taurus initiates a quieter, yet deeply significant cycle of intention setting, resource management, and cultivation. The moon is exalted in Taurus, making this a fertile time to align with nature's rhythms and embody steady, grounded progress. But this new moon is not without challenge, with tensions forming a T-square to Mars in Leo and Pluto in Aquarius. We are urged to confront how fear, scarcity, conflict, and control may block our path to true abundance. The nature of new moons. New moons are thresholds, regular and familial times of emptiness and potential. The moon, dark and invisible, invites us inward. In Taurus, this new beginning takes root in the body, in the soil, and in what is slow, sensory, and sustaining. The Taurus moon offers us the grace of stillness and the wisdom of natural cycles. What begins now can grow with steady care over the coming 6 months or longer. Taurus, fixed earth, yin, Venusian. Taurus is the domicile of Venus, feminine or yin, fertile, grounded, stable, enduring, and receptive. Taurus honours beauty, sensuality, and peace, but also demands practicality and discernment. The moon is exalted here, so our body, emotions, home, and fluctuations in fortune are all naturally honoured here. As a fixed sign, it teaches us to build slowly and surely. Fixed signs will sustain and persist. Taurus governs the natural rhythms of life. It favours enduring value over quick gain and reminds us that pleasure and sustainability are not separate goals. This is a good time to check in with your foundations: money, food, shelter, body pleasures and comforts. Are they supporting you? Where is there relaxation and peace? Where might there be complacency? What could be made more beautiful, more nourishing, or more stable? What has been causing you to worry? And what practical steps can you take? Taurus resists haste and favours the tried and true. This sign reminds us that quality takes time and that what truly nourishes us is worth the wait. Delayed gratification is the winner here. Moon family in Taurus. This new moon begins a new lunar gestational cycle, or moon family, a pattern that unfolds over 27 months, punctuated by key lunation phases in the same degree range of the zodiac. These moon families mark developmental arcs, longer stories that build over time. They begin with a seed of intention or insight at the new moon, find their first visibility 9 months later, maybe asking for some adjustment or changes. They reach full clarity and culmination after 18 months, and resolve or integrate after 27 months, when we then move into a time of release, reflection, and preparation for the next cycle. This method is introduced and outlined more fully by Dietrich Pessin in Lunar Shadows 3. For this Taurus new moon, the dates are this new moon on April the 27th, 2025 at 7 degrees of Taurus, the first quarter moon on 26th of January, 2026 at 6 degrees of Taurus, the full moon on October the 26th, 2026 at 2 degrees of Taurus, and the last quarter moon on July the 26th, 2027 at 3 degrees of Taurus. This is a lunar storyline that unfolds slowly and organically, just like Taurus itself. Each stage offers a different energetic focus. The new moon in April 2025 is where the seed is planted. Something begins quietly, perhaps even below the threshold of conscious awareness. Set your intention around Taurus themes: stability, material security, body care, long-term planning, and grounded pleasure. The first quarter, January 2026. A challenge may arise. You meet a turning point. This is the crisis of action phase, where tension drives development. You begin to see what will and won't work from your original seed and make the adjustments required for that tender new growth. Full moon, October 2026. Full visibility. The fruits of your efforts, for better or worse, are revealed. This is the phase of realization, culmination, or confrontation with results. Truths can be fully seen now and understood. Last quarter, July 2027. Integration and release. You begin to close the chapter, distill the wisdom, and clear space for the next cycle. Keep a journal or note on your calendar with each of these dates and track how your relationship to Taurus themes, money, food, pleasure, relaxation, planning, peace of mind, cultivation, self-worth, physical well-being, and sustainability evolve. Who is most affected? This moon family is especially significant for anyone with personal planets or angles between 1 to 8 degrees of fixed signs. Those are Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. They may feel the effects of this moon family most directly, maybe have a clearer, more impactful story, especially if those degrees connect with their ascendant, sun, moon, or Venus. Earth and water signs in general may find this cycle resonates with their natural rhythms. Taurus works slowly but thoroughly. This is a gift to those willing to build something more meaningful over time. People with planets in early degrees of fixed signs may experience inner or outer tension due to this lunation square to Mars in Leo and Pluto in Aquarius. This can catalyse decisive action, especially if you felt stuck in a comfort zone. Those who began new endeavours or experienced significant turning points in April 22 during the last solar partial new moon eclipse on April the 30th, 2022, a solar eclipse at 10 degrees of Taurus, you may see a related thread emerge. Of course, this time it won't be eclipsed, but it could be clarified, cultivated, and developed. Those whose perfected Lord of the Year is Venus or the Moon. This moon family invites you to cultivate something enduring through trial, revision, and recommitment. Each phase is an invitation to check in with your goals, your resources, and your long-term plans, to work intentionally with time, to take the long view, and to honour the slow accumulation of stability and wealth, whether it's financial, emotional, or spiritual. For those without the exact hits, the invitation still stands. Taurus asks us all, what do you value? What are you building? And how can you become more intentional with your time, money, energy, and care? The Decan of Taurus 1, planning for the plough. This new moon falls in the first Decan of Taurus, is ruled by Mercury and Venus. Here, the intelligence and bright ideas of Mercury meet the earthy artistry of Venus. This Decan is often associated with the labour of preparation, an archetype described by Austin Coppock's name for the Decan, the plough, and Kira Ryberg's term, planning. The plough evokes the agricultural metaphor of breaking earth in order to sow seeds. It exposes what has been hidden beneath in the dark earth. It is a place of effortful, often unseen labour that must be performed to bring about abundance in the longer term. Austin Coppock describes this as a Decan where we must get our hands dirty, doing the hard preparatory work, even when the conditions are imperfect. Here, worry can become a driving force that motivates long-term planning. Kira Ryberg names this Decan planning, focusing on the mental and emotional preparation required to build something resilient. Her interpretation emphasises not only the labour of ploughing the earth, but the anticipatory strategy that allows us to weather scarcity. It is a mental decan of preparedness, an energy of organising, budgeting, mapping outcomes, and preempting risk. The Wild Way Oracle offers the card Cultivation for Taurus 1. It features Mole, who knows that good harvests begin beneath the surface. Mole teaches that good cultivation begins underground, with thoughtfulness, foresight and strategic effort before the first sprouts appear. Planning doesn't mean controlling outcomes, it means organising resources, preparing the ground, and planting only what you're willing to tend. This card speaks of hidden work, preparation, and the rewards of thoughtful foresight. The wisdom of Mole is not flashy or fast, but enduring. By thinking through all eventualities ahead of time, unnecessary worry can be alleviated and bountiful results are more likely. We see the mole who has emerged from his digging above the earth in a green field of daffodils. In his work, he appears to have found a key which is balanced on his head. We understand that he is sharing his message with us that the key to good results and peace from worry is careful planning. In this light, delayed gratification becomes a sacred practice. Planning ahead is not pessimism, it is an act of devotion to a future self, the key to sustainable growth. The Wild Way gives us the keywords for this decan: organising resources, planning and preparation, and sustainable growth. This lunation offers us a moment to think ahead without panic or pressure. How can you use this time to alleviate unnecessary worry? Where can you invest your energy today to ensure bounty tomorrow? If you recently felt like you've broken a spell of stuckness, confusion or scarcity, echoing the full moon's themes, this is your moment to begin anew, with structure, not just inspiration, especially as we feel Mars get his energy back from his long stay in Cancer. Tarot, the Five of Pentacles. In the Tarot, Taurus 1 corresponds to the Five of Pentacles, a card often associated with material hardship or spiritual desolation, also with the fears and expectations that create these states. We can allay those fears by making plans, taking practical action, and this decan gives us the push we might need to leave the Venusian delights and turn our mind, Mercury, to the necessary details. T. Susan Chang's words deepen this reflection with a poetic meditation on the decan of Taurus 1. Her invocation adds depth and nuance. The game of worry, slow and cold. Anticipate what may unfold. Stark the air and bear the knee. Speak your hurt and take a knee. Within stone-cold anxiety there lies a dark and hidden key. Have patience where you find delay. Persistent effort finds a way. Do not rush. Anticipate. And buy insurance while you wait. For worry is a plan you lay in order that you win someday. This poem captures the wisdom of Taurus 1, that worry, when disciplined, can transmute into foresight. The Five of Pentacles in this decan isn't about loss, it's about the fear of loss and what we do with that fear. Planning is the antidote to panic. Persistence is the remedy to despair, in order that you win someday. Worry in this context becomes a helpful tool, which allows us to secure the future. We are reminded that anxiety contains wisdom when approached with the patience and resolve that a fixed sign offers. This poem echoes the gifts of Taurus 1. Anticipate, endure, and sow now for the harvest to come. The astrological conversation, intense T-square with Mars and Pluto. The new moon is in a T-square with Mars in Leo and Pluto in Aquarius, both square the lunation. Mars, still in its shadow and moving through the final degrees before reaching 6 degrees of Leo, reactivates the themes of the Libra full moon 2 weeks prior. Mars in Leo brings pride, passion, and the need to defend or assert our authentic identity. Pluto in Aquarius demands collective transformation, often through upheaval. There may be pressure to transform how we hold power, safety, and structure. This configuration suggests a need to release outdated frameworks of control and allow something more authentic, possibly even more vulnerable, to emerge. The Mars square echoes the Mars T-square from the recent Libra full moon, suggesting that the Mars storyline is carrying over. Maybe it's developing or returning to themes from when Mars first travelled those early degrees of Leo back in November and December 2024. If the full moon in Libra revealed a crisis of emotional or relational tension, this new moon asks, how do you respond strategically? How do you channel pressure into preparation? Tension isn't always bad. It creates traction and moves us on with our lives in places where we may have become stuck. It can inspire and ask us to take necessary action. With the fixed signs involved, change may feel resisted, but that resistance can become a firm resolve. The new moon is also co-present with the planet of disruption, Uranus, adding to the chances of the unexpected or sudden insights, offering us a glimpse of liberation or inventiveness to inspire our action. The new moon has a whole sign sextile to its ruler Venus, as she retraces her retrograde steps through the last degrees of Pisces. She is separating from Saturn, bringing a gravitas to the planets in Taurus and a maturity to topics. As the exalted moon grapples with the power and conflict challenges of Mars and Pluto, it seems fitting that Venus has more long-term matters on her mind, wanting to bring Piscean dreams into reality through her Taurus plans. Have you got a long-term dream that this time can support you to initiate? This new moon in Taurus 1 asks us to slow down with purpose and to plan, not only from fear but from inner vision. In the stillness of fixed earth, the mind quiets enough to hear what the body and heart truly need. We are reminded that abundance doesn't arrive overnight. It is cultivated, deliberately, patiently, and with devotion to the long view. This is not glamorous work, but it is sacred. The planning you do now, the small steps you take, the financial or emotional groundwork you lay, will echo into the future. You don't need to do everything now. You just need to start. Take time to slow down, reflect and pause. Lay the foundations. Maybe name your fears. Make your plan. Prepare the soil. Trust the process. Anticipate the cold and you'll know how to keep warm. Organize your resources and you'll be ready when the rain comes. The path ahead may be slow, but it is steady. The rest will grow in its own time. Travel well, friends. I hope you've enjoyed this, and if you have, please do remember to like, subscribe and comment. Maybe add a moon emoji if you've experienced some of the significations that I've talked about with this new moon. And if you're looking for an astrologer and you enjoy my style of astrology, I currently have space to take on new clients. If you'd like a personal individual astrology reading, I do set a healing Reiki intention for every client before the reading. You do have the opportunity to opt out of this if you prefer when you book at celestiaastrology.com. If you prefer to go deeper and work with the moon cycles and the planets in your personal chart, then I also offer astro coaching. You can contact me through a message wherever you're watching this content, or you can book at celestiaastrology.com. You can also become a paid subscriber on Substack to download my astro coaching workbook and access the archive of posts on Substack which guide you through it, working with the moons. When you upgrade your level to paid, you also can join the astro coaching group if you join at the foundation level, and if you join it at the monthly or annual payment level, you can join my monthly live astrology Q&As, which is a growing small community of astrology enthusiasts or astrology students who just want to learn more and find community. And we meet every month on the first Monday of the month to chat astrology, and I will answer any of the questions that you want to raise, or we can focus on a specific topic, and it's up to those people joining to suggest what topic we want to cover. Thank you so much for joining me.